Friday of the 16th week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the book of Exodus. In those days, God delivered all these commandments. I, the Lord, am your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, that place of slavery. You shall not have other gods besides me. You shall not carve idols for yourselves in the shape of anything in the sky above, or on the earth below, or in the waters beneath the earth. You shall not bow down before them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, inflicting punishment for their fathers' wickedness on the children of those who hate me, down to the 3rd and 4th generation, but bestowing mercy down to the 1,000th generation on the children of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not leave unpunished him who takes his name in vain. Remember to keep holy the Sabbath day. 6 days you may labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. No work may be done then either by you or your son or daughter, or your male or female slave, or your beast, or by the alien who lives with you. In 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, but on the 7th day he rested. That is why the Lord has blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor your father and your mother, that you may have a long life in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not kill. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male or female slave, nor his ox or ass, nor anything else that belongs to him. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, Lord, you have the words of everlasting life. The law of the Lord is perfect, refreshing the soul. The decree of the Lord is trustworthy, giving wisdom to the simple. Lord, you have the words of everlasting life. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The command of the Lord is clear, enlightening the eye. Lord, you have the words of everlasting life. The fear of the Lord is pure, enduring forever. The ordinances of the Lord are true, all of them just. Lord, you have the words of everlasting life. They are more precious than gold, than a heap of purest gold, sweeter also than syrup or honey from the comb. Lord, you have the words of everlasting life.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, Hear the parable of the sower. The seed sown on the path is the one who hears the word of the kingdom without understanding it. And the evil one comes and steals away what was sown in his heart. The seed sown on rocky ground is the one who hears the word and receives it at once with joy. But he has no root and lasts only for a time. When some tribulation or persecution comes because of the word, he immediately falls away. The seed sown among thorns is the one who hears the word, but then worldly anxiety and the lure of riches choke the word, and it bears no fruit. But the seed sown on rich soil is the one who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and yields 100 or 60 or 30-fold. The Gospel of the Lord.
Friday of the 16th week in Ordinary Time. The first reading comes from Exodus 20, 1-17. Yesterday we heard about how Moses and the people of Israel prepared for the encounter with God upon Mount Sinai. In fact, The people don't go up the mountain because it's a holy mountain and only Moses goes up. There he receives what we call the Ten Commandments. Now realize, the commandments for Catholics and Protestants are exactly the same, but they're divided up a little bit different. That what is 2 commandments in one version is 1 commandment in the other, and vice versa. The first 3 commandments have to do with one's obligation towards God. That we shouldn't make any image of God, that we shouldn't take his name in vain, and we should keep holy the Sabbath. And notice how these 3 commandments are given a rationale. It's explained that it's God who led them out of the land of Egypt, therefore they owe it to God not to make any idols. God is a jealous God. Remember, many of the early Israelites were henotheists. They believed that the other gods existed, but they shouldn't worship them. And so the people of Israel were not to make the sacred poles, they were not to make Baals, etc., as the pagan peoples did. And then the last 7 commandments are simply quick commandments to do this or don't do that. Honor your parents, don't kill, don't commit adultery, don't steal. Very quick version, simple rules. In fact, these commandments differ very much from the Beatitudes because these are do's and don'ts, whereas the Beatitudes are calls to generosity. They don't limit it to saying simply don't kill, because at the end of the day I could say to myself, I haven't killed anyone today. But maybe I didn't eat healthy. Maybe I didn't fight for the rights of those who are weak, those who are unborn, those who are elderly. Maybe I killed someone's reputation. I killed their hopes. And so there's many ways of interpreting it. The Beatitudes handle that situation much better than these commandments that we hear before us. The Gospel is from Matthew 13, 18 to 23. This is an explanation of the parable of the seed thrown first of all on the path, then rocky soil, and then among the thorns. We hear that which is thrown on the path, they hear the word of God without understanding it. Remember, these are the people who don't love the Lord with their heart. The heart is where you think in the Bible. These people don't love the Lord with their intellect. They don't really delve into their faith, examining what their faith is all about. The seed that falls on rocky ground is those who hear the word, receive it, but they have no root, so in tribulation or persecution they fall away. These are the ones who don't love the Lord with their soul. Remember, to love the Lord with your soul means to love the Lord until they tear the soul right out of your body in time of persecution. We have to love the Lord that way. And then the seed that's sown among the thorns is choked by riches and worldly anxiety. These are those who don't love the Lord with their strength. To love the Lord with our strength means to love the Lord with all our physical possessions. Those who fall among the thorns, let those possessions take hold of one and choke one out. The possessions begin to possess one. But those who have prepared their hearts, who have become humble, who have sought mercy from the Lord, they're the ones who, when the seed falls upon the soil of their heart, produce 30, 60, 100-fold. And may God bless us.